We've been told our whole lives to go find ourselves. But what if there's nothing to find? What if you're not lost, you're just not finished yet? We talk about finding ourselves like we misplaced our identity in a couch cushion somewhere. Like it's out there waiting, and all we have to do is travel enough, journal enough, and the universe will lean over and whisper, "Ah, yes, this is who you are." But the uncomfortable truth is, identity isn't revealed, it's assembled. Slowly. Through the choices you make and the ones you return to. For a long time, I believed I just needed the right breakthrough. The perfect morning routine, the perfect diet, the perfect career move, the perfect moment of clarity. Like identity was something unlocked, not built. But the more life I live, the more I realize you don't find yourself, you become yourself. One tiny action at a time. We've been raised on this idea that the self is a destination. Study abroad, take a sabbatical, move to a new city, or my personal favorite, go on a silent retreat in the woods with no phone and a journal that costs $84 because it's made from ethically harvested, emotionally validated paper. And look, I love self-reflection, but there's something dangerous about believing your real identity is out there somewhere. Because it keeps you searching instead of living. It turns your life into a scavenger hunt where you never feel like you have enough clues. And culturally, we reward this idea. We treat finding yourself like a spiritual side quest you unlock after reaching level 22 in adulthood. But real identity isn't a treasure map, it's a timeline. Before my daughter was born, I thought I had a pretty good sense of who I was. Entrepreneur, husband, athlete, health enthusiast, minimalist, podcaster, guy who thought he had his life finally figured out. And then one night I was holding my daughter while she slept. No music, no noise, just the quiet hum of the white noise machine. And my entire sense of identity shifted. Not in some dramatic movie scene epiphany, not like I suddenly found myself, but because in that moment my priorities reorganized themselves silently. My identity didn't change all at once, it rearranged. Some days I'm mostly dad, cleaning up messes, stepping on toys, reading the same book 4 times in a row like it's brand new every time. Some days I'm husband, being present, supporting my wife Mel when she's overwhelmed, and figuring out how to be a partner who doesn't disappear into his own ambition. Some days I'm a leader, guiding my team through challenges, uncertainty, and growth. Some days I'm an athlete, pushing myself because I want to know where my limits are. Some days I'm a son. Some days a friend. Identity isn't a single answer, it's a daily rotation. And trying to define yourself as just one thing is like trying to describe a song using only one note. You don't become a father because you have a kid, you become a father by showing up when you're exhausted. You don't become a loving partner because you say you care, you become one by acting on it, especially when it's inconvenient. Identity is not a label, it's a behavior. You don't discover who you are, you demonstrate who you are through action. And psychology backs this up. Research shows identity forms through action plus intention, not introspection alone. We learn who we are by responding to real life. Conversations, responsibilities, failures, and small daily choices. Reflection helps, but reflection without action becomes rumination. And rumination convinces us that clarity is one more thought away. This is why so many people feel lost. They're trying to think their way into identity, but identity happens in motion. We've turned self-discovery into a consumer product. Find your passion, unlock your purpose, become your highest self. Identity isn't something you uncover like a fossil. It's something that shifts with your responsibilities, your relationships, and your environment. Who you were at 18 is not who you were at 25. Who you were before heartbreak isn't who you are after it. Who you were before becoming a parent isn't who you are once you're holding your kid at 2 a.m. trying to remember the last time you slept. We treat identity like a fixed noun, but it's much more like a verb, something constantly in motion. If you feel like you haven't found yourself yet, it may simply mean you're still becoming someone new, which is exactly what's supposed to happen. Instead of asking, who am I, try asking, who am I becoming through the choices I make today? Because that question puts the responsibility and the power back in your hands. Everything you do is a vote cast toward the person you're becoming, not a test, a practice. If you consistently help others, you become helpful. If you consistently show up to train, you become disciplined. If you consistently avoid discomfort, you become fragile. If you consistently blame others, you become powerless. The problem is, most of us try to think our way into identity, but identity has never been a thought exercise. So instead of trying to discover who you are, a better approach is to practice becoming who you want to be, one small decision at a time. Here are a few things that helped me. Number one, choose one identity for today, not forever. You don't have to define your entire life in one decision, just decide who you want to show up as right now. Some days that might be focused creator, other days present parent, other days someone who's just doing their best not to fall apart at Costco, and honestly that still counts. Number two, do the action before you claim the identity. Don't say, I'm trying to be a better listener, show it. Put your phone away, make eye contact, ask a follow-up question. Identity follows behavior always. Number three, stop hunting clarity. Clarity doesn't strike like lightning, it accumulates like dust through repetition. You earn understanding by doing the thing, not by thinking about the thing. Number four, allow yourself to change. The person you were 5 years ago is allowed to be different today. That's not inconsistency, that's growth. You're not abandoning direction, you're avoiding the trap of locking yourself into one fixed label that stops you from growing. The version of you that made past decisions didn't know what you know now. Growth isn't betrayal, it's proof you're paying attention. So allow your identity to be flexible and responsive to your circumstances. You don't need to find yourself. Finding yourself is passive. It assumes the real you already exists somewhere fully formed. There is no treasure map. There is no single fixed identity waiting in the woods. You are not an answer. You are a process. You become yourself through the way you speak to the people you love, the attention you give to the moment you're in, the courage to choose what matters today, and the humility to let it change again tomorrow. You don't find yourself, you build yourself. One day at a time, one choice at a time, and if you forget, don't worry. You'll get another shot tomorrow. That's the best part.